Hi, I'm Suzanne Price and I am the author of the book called How to Turn That First Glance into a Date, and I'm the founder of the interactive website called Give Romance a Second Chance. Today I'm actually going to be talking about the most disappointing thing that could ever happen on an internet date. Now, we've all heard people talk about their internet dating experiences and how many times they've gone out to meet somebody who just didn't turn out to be anything like they expected. This is now so common these days that I think a lot of people have just come to expect it. In saying that, it certainly isn't the most disappointing thing. In fact, I really feel, and I've experienced this for myself, the most disappointing thing is when you go and you meet somebody and they look exactly like they photograph or better. You really connect, there's a connection, there's chemistry between you, you enjoy each other's company, you have a great date, but at the end of the date, you walk away wondering what just happened, wondering how come the person didn't ask to see you again, wondering if you will ever hear from them again, and wondering what went wrong. And usually when one person has experienced this sort of connection and chemistry and had a very enjoyable experience, it's usually been mutual. This can be one of the most disappointing experiences in a person's life, not just on an internet date. Let's face it, we don't experience that sort of connection with too many people in our lives. Sure, we may see a lot of people that we think are physically attractive. We may connect with people that we really like, but we don't very often get to experience that real chemistry and connection that we do on a romantic sort of level. So it is so important that we become aware of this and we find a way to overcome it. The unfortunate thing is that I think at the end of the date, very often people get really nervous. At that point, they don't want to spoil it, so they're afraid to say, hey, what are you doing on Saturday? Do you want to do blah, blah, blah? And so they end up just walking away saying something like, hey, we should do this again. It sounds a little casual and a bit buddy-buddy and a bit of a brush off. And that is the most important thing that ever happens, because very often, like I said, the feeling was mutual between both people. We don't very often have the opportunity to meet somebody that we really like. We certainly don't get to meet someone too often in our lives where we have that sort of connection. So what happens is not only do they walk away feeling disappointed, but they often are usually wondering and thinking about this for days, weeks, months, or even years later, because maybe they really were meant to be a soulmate or a real connection. And like I say, you won't get to encounter that too many times in your life. So my suggestion is that if you do meet somebody and you're having a really great time, you don't necessarily have to talk about it. You should be able to read each other, learn to read each other's, read each other's facial expressions, pick up on, is there rapport between you? How do you feel with each other? How do you feel being around each other? At any point during the date, you can start picking up cues, as if one of the persons says, oh, I love to go bike riding, you could say, oh God, I'd love to go bike riding, haven't been for ages. Shall we go together on Sunday? There's your perfect opportunity. You do not have to wait till the end of the date. Either look for cues where you can suggest doing what that other person likes to do, or you can even drop some breadcrumbs of your own. You may say, oh, I love horse riding. Do you like horse riding? Have you ever been? And then you get into that conversation. See, if the person's like, no, I don't want to, I don't like horses, then don't even think about it. Do something else. It may be, oh, you know what, I was thinking about going to, say, Granville Island on the weekend. Haven't been there for ages. Do you ever go? And if the person says, yeah, I really like it, it's like, hey, do you want to meet me there? Do you want to go and buy some whatever? And pick up pick up on cues and drop breadcrumbs to start that conversation, to be able to make a suggestion to do what that other person likes, or if they show interest in what you like to do, then take that opportunity to say, I'm going. If you say, I like to go sword fencing, and the person says, oh my gosh, that sounds fun, you could always say, well, I'm going on the weekend, would you like to come and join me? I can show you a few tips. So really, you don't have to wait for the end of the date. You absolutely don't have to wait for the end of the date. Drop some breadcrumbs, pick up on some cues, make some suggestions, and then really start to pick up on that feedback of how that person is responding to your suggestions. If they're liking it, if they're saying yes, make a definite date. Then when it comes to saying goodbye, make plans right there and then, so both of you are walking away knowing where you stand, knowing that you've got something else to look forward to that you're going to do together. And this eases an awful lot of pressure. You don't have to worry about, do I just say goodbye? Should I be expecting the person to kiss me? You don't have to worry about any of that. You know that you've got something else to look forward to, and you can build on that second date. Anyways, if you haven't already checked out my websites, I've got some links below. If you're looking for more dating tips, you can check out makeadatewithme.com, or you can go and check out Give Romance a Second Chance, because the chances are, if you have had one of these encounters and you would love to connect with that person again, there's your opportunity to do it. Please keep sending questions, or you might want to leave a question or a comment in the link below.